Mayday, Lae Bhealtaine, in the traditional Irish calendar is one of the most potent days of the year. It's a time of protecting what truly matters, of making good on what is promising, and reveling and savoring the bounty of the natural world. Today, I want to share with you three customs out of hundreds and hundreds of customs associated with this time that I believe can inspire us to be happy, lucky, and even beautiful. And who doesn't want that? So, Fáilte Chairde, welcome, my friends. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Kate, and I'm a professor of Irish language and folklore, and also, like all of you, a multi passionate creator who loves making things. So, today, let's talk about May Day customs, just a few of them. Now, these customs are drawn from sources of the 18th and 19th century. So I wouldn't say you're going to be seeing these things today in quite the same way we'll discuss them. But they are attested by great folklorists and antiquarians of the 18th and 19th century, and they probably stretch quite far back. So May Day, Lae Bhealtaine, is considered to be the first day of summer. And because of that, there's a sense that of taking stock, of moving into a new season. And to start off, we'll talk about protecting what matters. So, cows are maybe the most important asset in the traditional Irish family or farmstead. And care was taken. I'm just going to tell you a few things about cows. For one thing, they weren't fully in their milk, or people really were not fully using milk and butter until around the beginning of May. And there was a great sense of pride in keeping your stores well managed until the beginning of May. In fact, uh, one great Irish folklorist, Estyn said that people love to have a ceremonial final meal of stirabout, of porridge, to more or less say, like, look, we made the oats and we made the harvest from last fall last, and now we can move on to having milk and butter, and how lovely that is for everyone. So cows were taken very good care of around this time. One of the customs that is pretty widespread, or was pretty widespread in Ireland, was driving the cattle between two fires to protect them. This was intended to preserve them. And I'm going to just read to you Father Dinneen, and just to hold up one of my great friends, Father Dinneen. Here's his dictionary. He gives us this wonderful idiom from that time, which is Idir da Chinne Lae Bhealtaine, which means between the two fires of Mayday. And he defines that as in a dilemma, and it comes from the practice of driving cattle between two fires with a view to their preservation. So, this is interesting, the idea that the smoke from those two fires will help keep them healthy and protected, and I will say as well, from supernatural influence for the rest of the year. So, this is the beginning of milk in abundance, and it is also the time where cows were driven to the higher pastures. And it's coming to be about the time when the young people would go to look after them. And that's a custom called bullying. And you can imagine how wonderful that was to be young and sent up into the highlands, or the sort of the low areas of the mountains, all on your own with your friends for the summer. So that's just one of our customs. A second custom is the custom of washing your face in the May morning dew, something that mainly girls and women did. I don't know, I've never found any evidence that men did it, but I think we could all do it today. Uh, so rising before dawn and washing your face, and in some cases, some people, it is attested, disrobed and rolled full body in the dew. And it was said to do everything for you. I probably should do it because it would take away my freckles, maybe. Uh, all kinds of things. It was meant to get rid of wrinkles and blemishes and make you beautiful for the year. So I wonder if you can solve this little riddle. I washed my face in water that had neither rained nor run, and I dried it on a towel that was neither woven nor spun. I bet you can figure it out from what I've just told you. So the water that was never rained or run is the dew, and the towel that was neither woven nor spun is the fresh air. Isn't that lovely? So just going out and enjoying that. And according to William Wilde, who's Oscar's father, women and girls would go out and pull a towel through the dew uh, as much as they could. And he said that they especially favored bushes and high plants rather than, say, the grass. And then they would wring the towel out into some vessel. Then over the following days, they would strain any impurities out of it and they'd keep it for a year. So the dew as something quite magical. Now, there's another word. So drucht is the word for dew, and druchtin is like a light falling of dew. And again, here's something from Father Dinneen that my first port of call, just so you know, I think anybody who loves Irish folklore would do well to get Father Dinneen's Irish Dictionary. Just a plug because it's so great. He says, on May morning, girls discovered the color of the hair of their future husbands from the shade of coloring of the first druchtin they found. So they went out to gather the dew, and whatever, I suppose, the glints of light in that would let them know what was the color of their beloved's hair. And there's lots of marriage divination on this morning as well. One of them is to get a white slug and put it in a box that has been floured, meaning bread flour, and it will trace out the initial of your future husband. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So, gathering the dew, one last little wonderful idiom, Huishi er lorig druachtin, which is she went seeking her fate, and it's literally she went seeking her dew, her light, misty dew. So that is the second of our customs, is washing your face in the May morning dew. How lovely. And the third one, and perhaps the most universally practiced, is the idea of bringing in the summer. Sean O'Connell, the great storyteller, says that everyone, and now this is actually in the beginning of the 20th century, in the 1930s, he was collected saying this. He said everybody would go out and bring in a branch or a flower and display it. He actually said would tuck it under the thatch and let it be there for the year until it withered for a full year. Um, there's a beautiful song, a traditional song called Hogamarhin and Sauru Lin, which means we brought the summer with us. And it refers to this idea of bringing in a branch or greenery or flowers and decking the house. Now, there were some flowers that were kind of off limits. As far as I understand, the bluebells would be left where they were, but primroses, especially, would be favored, but also just branches, and they would be fastened to the doorposts. And according to many sources, they would be tied to the tails of cows and horses. And that is also meant to bedeck them and claim them in a way, bringing them into the circle of our family, kind of, and ownership and familial relationship, and protect them as well. So I just want to say for you a little bit of this song because it's quite beautiful. Now, this song would have accompanied an actual procession. A procession in Irish is morthúil, which means a great walk. And traditionally, young girls dressed in white would make this procession. And I'm going to just say a little bit of this in Irish, and then I'm going to read to you from this book, this wonderful book. I hope you can see it. It's called A Hidden Ulster, People, Songs, and Traditions of Oriel. And it's by one of my true heroes, Padraigini Ullachain, who's one of my favorite singers and a mighty scholar. I can't, I just love her so much. But here's a little bit of the song, and then I'll say it and then we'll talk it over. Sauru bui na noni ni glego, hugamar hain and sauru lin. Owalya gabalya sarmalya na yeshan, hugamar hain and sauru lin. Yellow summer from of the Nanoni ni glego of the bright daisies. Hogamar hain and sauru lin. We ourselves brought the summer with us. Owalya gobalya sarmalya nayeshan. From our home, from home to home, and our home afterward. Hogamar hain and sauru lin. We brought the summer with us. So, this idea I think is so beautiful. The idea that it is human agency of participating in May, the summer, the beginning of this gorgeous time, that actually makes the summer come. Now, I'm going to just give you in English some of the rest of the verses. Um, the lark is singing and swooping in the skies, bees and flies and blossoms on the trees. The cuckoo and birds are singing with pleasure, and we brought the summer with us. The hare has a nest at the edge of the cliff. The heron is nesting in the branches of a tree. There's honey on the grasses, and the larks are leaping, and we brought the summer with us. So, this idea is that all of nature is celebrating this wonderful time of flourishing and bounty, and we ourselves are part of that. So, I just love very much, I love all of that so much. So, a couple of ideas just that you might like to try to honor Lae Bhealtaine, Mayday. One is eat some butter or drink some good fresh milk or eat some cheese. Celebrate this new sense of bounty, edible bounty. Uh, I'll put this delicately. Take a little extra care with your appearance. Perhaps you would like to go out and roll, or well, maybe roll in the dew, depends on where your house is, um, or maybe wash your face in the dew. Go out and maybe just run your hand along a bush or a tree and get a little dew and just rub it over your face, and then just know that you are beautiful. And you know what, my friends? You are. You are. So you might like to just get up early on May morning and greet the sun. That is a tradition, that was a tradition for a long time. It's actually sort of migrated to Easter, but it's kind of all this springtime. Get up and greet the sun. And finally, I hope you'll all do this. Bring in a branch or some flowers and decorate your home. Enjoy this flourishing time. I hope that May brings you truly happiness and safety and luck and beauty and love. Please tell us in the comments, how are you going to honor May, Mayday, and Lae Bhealtaine? I can't wait to hear. And as ever, please give this a like. That's such a gift to me. If you haven't, subscribe. We love to have you with us. And maybe share it with a friend who could use a lift. So wonderful. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you next week.